Shasharb 50 Cent has been trolling P. Diddy for 20 years, inside one of hip-hop's longest-running feuds. The rivalry between Curtis 50 Cent Jackson and Sean P. Diddy Combs is one of hip-hop's most enduring and strangely fascinating feuds. Spanning more than 2 decades, it has evolved from subtle lyrical jabs and business tension into full-blown public mockery, pointed accusations, and, most recently, a high-profile documentary produced by Jackson himself. With the release of Sean Combs' The Reckoning, a documentary backed by 50 Cent, renewed attention has been cast on a conflict that never truly went away. For longtime fans, the project feels less like a surprise and more like the culmination of years of tension, commentary, and carefully calculated trolling. A strategic spotlight. Last week, Jackson sat down for an interview with ABC News to discuss the documentary, a move fans were quick to interpret through a sharper lens. Online commenters speculated that ABC was a deliberate choice, noting that it is one of the few major networks reportedly available to incarcerated viewers. 50 Cent agreed to do an interview with ABC because it's one of the few stations they're allowed to watch in prison, one viral comment read. Jackson didn't deny the implication. Instead, he leaned into it, commenting directly, "I thought about it. What's wrong with that?" The moment perfectly captured Jackson's long-standing approach, calculated, provocative, and laced with dark humor. Not beef, discomfort. Despite the decades of public friction, 50 Cent insists his actions aren't driven by personal animosity. In the ABC interview, he framed the feud differently. "What they consider pre-existing beef for 20 years is me being uncomfortable with him suggesting that he takes me shopping," Jackson said. "It's not personal." That comment, equal parts humor and accusation, echoes Jackson's recurring claim that his issue with Diddy has always been about behavior he found troubling, rather than ego or rivalry. Alex Stapleton, director of The Reckoning, reinforced that framing, pushing back against claims the film was designed purely as a hit piece. "It's important for people to know the show is not completely the perspective of people that did not like Sean." Stapleton explained, "We weren't trying to just get highlights or salacious details. The real goal was to tell a story." Still, Jackson has done little to suppress the film's impact online. Since its release, and even long before, his Instagram has been flooded with memes, reposts, and sarcastic commentary aimed squarely at Combs. How the feud began. Early 2000s. The tension dates back to November 2002, when 50 Cent collaborated on a remix honoring the notorious B.I.G. Even then, fans noticed subtle diss rap lines aimed at Diddy. Despite the undertones, the two remained publicly cordial. In 2003, Diddy even handed 50 Cent the Best Rap Video Award at the MTV Video Music Awards. Behind the scenes, however, Jackson later described their relationship as strictly professional. "We never partied or hung out." He said, an early sign that genuine friendship was never on the table. 2005 to 2006, things escalated when business entered the mix. In 2005, 50 Cent attempted to sign rapper Mace to G-Unit after Macy sought to leave Bad Boy Records. Jackson later claimed Diddy interfered, making the move impossible. By 2006, the gloves were off. Jackson released the diss track The Bomb, also known as Hip Hop, implying that Diddy may have known more than he admitted about Biggie Smalls' 1997 murder. That moment transformed quiet tension into a very public feud. Cold Wars and industry crossings. Late 2000s, 2010s, even amid hostility, their paths occasionally crossed. In 2007, both appeared on the I Get Money remix alongside Jay-Z, later sharing a stage at Screamfest. But the rivalry had shifted into something more strategic. Business became the new battleground. Diddy's partnership with Ciroc Vodka clashed with 50 Cent's later endorsement of FN Vodka. Jackson seized the opportunity, publicly mocking Ciroc's authenticity while poking fun at Diddy's singing career and brand persona. There were moments of restraint. In 2018, following the death of Diddy's longtime partner Kim Porter, 50 Cent offered public condolences, briefly putting the feud on pause. That same year, Diddy downplayed the rivalry, saying on radio that 50 Cent loves me and inviting reconciliation, though many viewed it as damage control rather than peace. The feud reignites. 2023 to 2024. Any illusion of calm shattered after Cassie Ventura's lawsuit against Combs surfaced in late 2023. Jackson immediately mocked the settlement and hinted darker revelations were coming. First, he denied that it even happened. And then the tape comes out, Jackson told The Hollywood Reporter. That means everything he says is a lie. If you have a daughter and imagine her in that situation, that's crazy. When Combs was arrested in September 2024, Jackson made his intentions unmistakably clear. He announced he was producing a documentary focused on Combs' controversies. At that point, the trolling crossed into long-term narrative warfare. More than just mockery. After 20 years, the feud between 50 Cent and P. Diddy is no longer just about insults or lyrics. It's about legacy, power, and control of the story. Whether viewed as accountability or opportunism, Jackson has positioned himself not just as a critic, but as a curator of public memory. What began as side-eye and subliminals has evolved into documentaries, interviews, and relentless social media commentary. And if history is any guide, 50 Cent isn't finished yet.